When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
So she came back home.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Oh, look at all these. Mint, thyme. I actually know how to say that. Thyme? Sage, basil, basil? Oh, no one just made
kids
this.
in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, just like the constant additions to this house. So the area up top was us?
Things were good. Almost normal.
So Sanjay obviously must have died after Edith had been born, so they'd been at least together for 12 years before Sanjay might have passed. God. Analyze objectively, never stop learning, assume nothing, respect criticism, ask tough questions. I can imagine that just being on here and they're like 4 years old and is like, you need to assume or analyze objectively, okay? Come on, Lewis.
But it didn't last.
Well, yeah, I imagine Milton went missing and at that point everything went awful again. Wait, to teach and learn, Dawn Finch, 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom. Aw. Orcas Island Lutheran? This light sounds like a fire hazard, by the way. Edith, Barbara, Molly, Gus, Sven, Odin, Calvin, Sam, Gregory. Lewis rules. Oh my god. Odin Finch. They made like a... By Edith Finch, she made like a little history thing dedicated to her family. I guess when you're getting homeschooled, that might be one of the few things you're really learning about. Whoa!
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
And she locked it up, as well as everything else. 1992 to...
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
We gotta get in there. Maybe he'll tell us where he went. Maybe he's alive somewhere. I mean, if we can envision, like, the view of a 1-year-old, we get to imagine some other things. Can I close this? No, we can just go back in and out of it. It's not the same. We've got this really whimsical music, but I'm back outside, so that's, Hold on now, I gotta go back in. So what do you have for us, brother? Milton? Milton went missing in 2003, so he was like 11 years old. He has some pretty intense paintings for an 11-year-old. Look at this. I mean, these aren't really paintings, but just goddamn. Did he make this too? Hell of an artist. And then this one's got to hit close home for Edith. This is actually, you know, this is her brother, straight up.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
How do I do this? There we go. Aww. Dude, he made this like super highly detailed little animation. Jeez, Milton. You made a magic door for yourself and then just disappeared. Wow, that's fucked. You like predicted his disappearance.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
And he was never seen again. Dude, what the... I want to know, what happened to him? Did he just run away and was just never seen again? Did he go into...
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Did he go looking around in the secret areas of the house?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I want to know more. Maybe it's all the way up here. No. The further we go up, the younger everything gets. Because all this stuff was added for,
Mom definitely
everybody
blamed
else.
Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Lewis.
Everyone always told me to
Whoa.
stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Lewis, your room's kind of, trippy, dude. I see your legalized marijuana thing there, too. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I want to be in Lewis's room now. Just like the normal state of that's gonna creep me out. Look at this. Oh, wait, what the fuck happened here? Did they just never finish building? What was it? What was up here? No. It's just a staircase that curves to the left or to the right. Dude, this is scary. Look how high up we are. No, dude, at the point that, like, you need to expand your house, fucking do it horizontally. I don't know, build it into the forest. Crazy finches, dude.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Lewis's room smelled like dank weed. Just constant dank weed and other drugs.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Well, you know, that's good. At least you get to be good at something, share a lot of time. Orcas Island Regional High School. There's a fucking high school on this island? I just thought they were actually, like, super isolated, but I guess if they were getting delivery here, then no, there had to have been, like, a little bit of an island city or town. Dawn Finch, Institute of Psychology. What is this about?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Whoa, my
Newly
hand!
sober, I believe
Oh.
Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
I thought it was our blood. No, it's just this
He
fish.
kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh no, I can control this other window. Oh. We're daydreaming. Is Lewis gonna, like, lose his fucking arm or something because
I
we're
asked him to describe it.
distracted with our daydreaming?
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
Oh yeah, I'm already about to
Feel
get my
his way
fucking arm
about.
chopped off.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Can I go further than this? Oh, I have to go over here. Ooh, that's huge and scary. That's
and
alright.
things that have not names.
We're gonna.
He knew it was all in his head.
We're getting this whole new,
He
like,
took it very
RPG thing here.
seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Man, it's just expanding
I
out
worried
now.
about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
I don't know about focused. This is a pretty
Well,
intense
Lewis.
daydream. I'm trying to be careful,
So I
like
let him go on.
slicing the fish up while also navigating myself through the maze. Something's gonna happen though. Oh, look at this,
I'm even
it's covering even more.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, it's a little dog. Who needs weed when you can just
On the edge of a city, he
daydream?
named Louis Topia.
Slice the fish head? Yeah!
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Get the fish, Louis. Jeez.
Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
I'm looking at the town and this is getting more and more.
About starting a band.
In the city? Making your own band in your city
He
of
was
people with
always
his own
humming
bands?
something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Well, that sounds not too terrible. It just so happens that he then probably
He no
did
longer
something
spoke
dumb.
at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
We're all fake?
were all in his imagination,
Uh-huh.
so he could do whatever he wished.
Yeah. So he could become king of this fake
He
civilization.
held an election for mayor,
That he won, of course.
and he won.
Yeah.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
We have to go to new
It
lands.
became a game for him.
Oh, God. It's even more intense.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Nothing is ever enough for Louis the Conqueror.
New Louis.
Ha!
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay, that's too
We
easy,
started
Louis.
drifting away from our reality.
Oh, well, sorry, I'm crashing into things. I was hoping I'd get navigated a little bit more automatically, but this is fine.
Minneapolis. Until
Yikes.
one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
What do you mean he
Even
forgot
as
to go
his
home?
mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Hey, Mom, I'm doing my job. Dude, our imagination got so bad that, like, we were ignoring our mother.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Oh, we get to decide. Beautiful prince, handsome queen. We're going for the handsome queen.
handsome queen.
Now, what's going on here? Sinister serpents, radiant
Queen
rainbows.
was on her own quest for
I don't know if I want to go for sinister serpents. Let's go for radiant rainbows. Happiness.
radiant rainbows.
This current's getting a little bit harder to navigate. Whoa.
He followed the sound of her
Electric sitar.
electric sitar.
I don't know where she got an electric sitar, but you know what? This is our imagination. She can have an electric sitar out here in this not as advanced civilization.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Ooh, that sounds familiar.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Okay, we've got the entire screen
He
gone
knew the
here.
world was all in his imagination.
Fucking adding up fish. Get the fish! Louis, get the fish! I'm reaching for the fish and it won't let me grab it. I mean, this is
But he was so
neat.
proud of having created it.
Open. There we go.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
I'm a god. I rule this land with a
For
blue
someone who'd
fist.
never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
It can be
And it
very
struck
easy to
him
lose yourself in the
The
imagination.
real Louis was not the one chopping salmon. but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
What? Louis, no! Your therapist needed to be like telling you, Louis,
My imagination
hold on.
is as real as my body, he told me.
And that's when you realized
It's
you
hard
fucked
to
up.
argue with him.
Okay, well, I didn't end up chopping off my arm, but I feel like even worse things are gonna end up happening. Because at this point, he's lost touch with reality a little bit.
He began to forget the world we know.
Please don't tell me I end up, like, falling into there.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
But Louis, it's just reality, man. Just lose yourself in like, proper video games, man. Like millions of other people. Come
Began
on.
to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh. Louis, please. Louis, you don't have to do this. Louis, you're not even grabbing the fish anymore, Louis. You're not even a proper worker at this point, Louis.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
What does that even mean, Louis?
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Hey, everybody. I'm the king. Or beyond. I am your god and your creator. And the world out there could never give us what we needed.
Who'd insisted on advising him.
The wise calico named Molly. Oh. Yeah, this is bad. But at least Louis got to see some cool things in imagination.
Holding his crown.
Hey y'all, don't worry.
There's only one thing left to do.
I'm just abandoning my real life for my imagined life without realizing how dumb that's gonna be, because it's probably gonna be committing suicide. Oh, this is why there's a crown on his
Bend down his
tombstone.
head.
No, not what? A guillotine? No, I don't want to do that. Guys, come on. If we're really that powerful, maybe we should have argued that like we can maintain both of ourselves in both lives. Did he put his head down inside of the cannery machine?
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Oh, Louis. You've even got computers here. Why didn't you just like make it a story? Why wasn't that encouraged? Like, hey, you've got a cool idea going on up there in your head, Louis. Bring it out into the world. Then you might see some, some success because of that. Then real life Louis could have a cool life while also, enabling imaginary Louis to be at Louis lost
On the way
himself.
back from Louis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
I don't even know. I still don't know my mother enough,
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Is this Dawn's room? Feels like it's Dawn's room. Edith, Mom, stuff from Milton. O God, you've called your servants to ventures of which we cannot see the ending, by paths as yet unknown, through perils unknown. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love supporting us. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Oh boy.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Dawn Finch, Grandma. Yeah, I don't think...
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
What happened here? Then Edith had her room above her
Maybe I should
mother's?
have come sooner.
Ooh. I wonder if Dawn is going to leave a message for us all the way at the top of our room.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
Oh. Are we going to see everything that happened? And it's going to be a little bit too real?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm
Oh.
sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
But I want to hear what's being said by Dawn and Edie.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or
Oh.
that Edie had a key to it.
Oh. Alright, so we're not going to eavesdrop on our mother and our great-grandmother. We're going to go find our present.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches by Edith Finch. The stories don't cause all these bad things to
Dear
happen.
Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh, and we're able to go to the
It was
house?
the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
And now is our time to walk on up to it?
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
That's rough. I'm gonna just keep walking straight. It's, not that far out there.
I got turned around.
Oh no, it's gonna force me to be turned around. Where the fuck did this come from?
For a while, I wandered.
And then at some point, we're gonna end up at the
I
house.
started seeing things.
Eek. That might have been real, honestly. Bye, dear.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Like, what?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Oh.
That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff
Or
wouldn't have been
maybe
preserved so
I
nicely.
came back to them.
But keep going, Grandma. Or great-grandma.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
No!
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
No! But I want to know more about what happened that night!
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
No!
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
I gotta make my hand move up and down. We're going along the wind.
A few years went by.
Blow on the damn
My
flower.
mom didn't like to talk about it.
So I can unravel all the
She
words.
started getting sick a lot.
Oh, wow.
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
I'd like to say I'm frowning right now. Can't
Last Finch left alive.
demonstrate that, but I've got a big frown.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh god, am I being born? That's really weird. I wasn't expecting that. I thought we were just gonna go back to the house and like
This
find
journal was supposed to be for you.
things.
But now I hope you'll never see it.
Really?
I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
Oh, that's fair. What are we gonna find
I
out?
guess if you're reading this now,
You didn't do that?
things didn't work out that way.
Ugh. Come on. Come on, Edie. Yeah, Edith, what's going on?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh. Oh, and our daughter were a son. All right, that's fair. But there's just a little bit more. It's so close. No! 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 I want to know more. What happened? What happened to Milton? What happened when Edie Finch went to the old house? You know? The end of everything? Is it? Is it the end? No. Oh. All right. I guess that's what remains of Edith Finch, which I feel kind of ends abruptly, but I guess that's kind of a point about a lot of this. We built up to this crescendo for a story, things are happening, and then things are just kind of ripped away, and it ends in a really sad, morbid way. And I don't know the message that's really given here, but this was an interesting game to go through. I kind of liked it, especially as we got to see a little bit more imaginary or like more imaginative ways for us to get through. Thanks, Johan. An achievement for just watching the credits here. We get to see pictures of all the devs, I suppose. As we go down, that's cute. God! In terms of overall story, everything is fucked. The Finches, oh my god, these poor bastards, these poor fictional bastards. Wow. They had so many, like, terrible things happen to their family. At least the kid's still alive, but then what happened to Edith Finch? What the hell? Why did she die? So, like, the entire time, like, at the beginning I was a little bit confused, because I didn't know what to expect going into the game, so I wasn't expecting to, like, go into a diary and then be like, oh, we're now Edith Finch. I got it once we went into, like, Molly's thing. I was like, oh, we're doing the diary in the diary. Okay, all right. But at that point, I was already a little lost as to, like, who the hell was writing the diary. I was like, oh, maybe it's Edith Finch, writing for Edith Finch. Now I know, but shoot. That went by pretty quick. I saw estimates that the game was gonna take like 3 hours to get through, but we did in 2. So I was legitimately like, man, what else is gonna happen? There's gotta be some real dramatic, like, turn here at the end. I was ready to find out some crazy things that her grandma had seen, and then nope, it cuts off, and we're just left with further mystery. What the fuck happened to Milton? What did Edie Finch see when she got to go all the way to her house? Why did Edith's mother hide these things for so long? Obviously, she sends the key, and at that point, she wanted her. I guess at the end of Edith Finch's life, she was more fine with, like, okay, you know what? Or at the end of Dawn's life, she wanted Edith to go there and see for herself what happened, which is good. Since obviously Dawn kind of, like, she ran away from a lot of issues. She ran away from the thought of everything that happened, associated, I guess, the Finch, all the Finch deaths with whatever was going on there, where there's just some kind of curse going on, and I don't know, knowing the stories or just living in that house, she just started associating them with everybody's death. So I don't know, the replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to begin to play from the beginning. I don't think replay story are there, so we can now choose anybody's story individually if we want to do that. I don't think there's anything else. I'm gonna see if there's like a Edith Finch alternate ending, because maybe there was something else that we could find, because we know about, say, like the library, for example. The library has a side entrance that maybe we can go into, but I'm not sure. I'm like looking this up on my phone at the same time, in hopes that maybe there is like a secret thing. Yeah, okay. I guess that's not really that. Okay. That we cannot go back and just like find the last part of Edie Finch's story, which is really sad, because I really want to know more, but oh well. All right, that's what the hell. If you hover over Edie, or you hover over Dawn, you have they're connected. Is anybody else connected in that same way? Because there are words floating over it, and I wonder what that's about. But okay, that's What Remains of Edith Finch. That was a legitimately interesting experience to go through. Depressing, really, really, really depressing. Everybody died in like an awful way. You know, at least with like Molly and Barbara and Calvin. Like at first, some of these were like they were so out there or like vague that it was like, okay, that sucks that they died, but like Molly fucking imagined herself as like a monster eating people and then herself at some point. But okay, all right, she died young, probably a disease. Calvin fucking flings himself off of the cliff wall. That's just an intense way to go out. Barbara is like a half mystery kind of thing. Probably just got murdered by her boyfriend and then the boyfriend ran away. We don't really know the full story there. Or maybe there were legitimate like people like breaking into houses and they ended up like taking her away or something. Milton's a mystery. But everybody else starts to just be like Walter, I guess, is also Walter's like the last intense death. That's like, oh, okay, Walter stayed inside of a bunker for 30 years and then got hit by a train. Everybody else is like close. Maybe Gus. Maybe Gus is also like he got yoinked by a kite. But Lewis, ouch. Gregory, ouch. Sam's death, for sure, that's another like that's an ouch thing. Golly. I don't know the full messages of things. I guess you could argue that like at the end there, the reason why we're not allowed to like see the rest of the story and find out everything else is because we're not really meant to like focus on the past so much. Like we went through all of this and then Edith's like, you know what? I shouldn't, you know, I want to tell this stuff to you, you know, the player, the kid that she was pregnant with. And so it was more about like kind of moving beyond the past and like creating a future, right? Especially because like Edith said, like at that point she thought she was the last Finch, and then she had a kid. We don't know fucking anything about what happened there. What happened? Did you also go on like, you know, a volunteer run to like create houses and happen to meet like the love of your life? What? I don't know. Why did she go all the way to her house by herself? How did she die? Damn it, man. I have so many questions, but this was a neat little experience, a short, neat little experience. I wish there was that ever bit smidgen more because I love knowing things, right? Like, I don't believe the Finch family, like if they were real, they were just like that they were cursed. No, they're just really unfortunate fucking luck at that point. Really bad timing for a lot of things, but for a fictional story, yeah, the family's cursed. Fucking, I don't know. Even Edith Finch, who we played for most of the game, just dies. Don't even know why. Her kid had clearly grown up, like a little bit. At least, I'd say that kid was probably somewhere between 5 to 11. I don't actually know. It might have said at the beginning, but This was a intriguing experience, and this is I gotta like look up like further things, like maybe the developers say things more directly, like, oh yeah, this is what this meant. This is why we wrote it this way, because this game has been out for a couple of years and was pretty well regarded in a lot of places. But thank you guys for watching this Let's Play, and this game destroyed me a little bit, but I hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.